Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is back, and that is because it has hit the $35,000 price level for the first time since 2022. But does this mean it is time to get into crypto? Can we even trust crypto? And if so, how much money should we actually put into something like this? Let's go ahead and break it down. Now, I have laid out my thoughts around crypto for a while now, and I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of it hasn't changed because the truth is the truth, right? And the field is the field. So what is going on here? Bitcoin has made a major resurgence so far. At the time that we're doing this recording, Bitcoin is up about 106% so far in 2023, which I would argue is a good thing, especially if you are still investing in crypto. But first, should you be investing in crypto? You can. You don't have to. It's not a requirement. But you can. And I am not anti-crypto, even though some people in the comments don't finish all the videos and don't listen, and they think I hate crypto. I still own crypto. Yes, I still have Bitcoin. I have not bought any new coins, the same way I haven't bought any new shares of Amazon. I'm just holding on to it. But my thing has always been, build yourself some strong guardrails. And I say this for every single asset. If you are watching these videos carefully and reading the articles I write for Business Insider and Fortune, I am extremely consistent. I say that, hey, you shouldn't have all your money in real estate. I've said that, right? I say that I don't put more than about 5% of my overall net worth in one single company. I like Apple. I like O'Reilly's. I like stocks like Google. I don't put half my money there, right? And the same thing about crypto. I don't put more than 5%. And I've always argued, you can go back to my videos from 2017, and you will see back when crypto was really taking off for the first time for most people, I'll say, hey, look, you might want to limit yourself. If you want to get some, get some. You should take some risk in your portfolio, but make sure that risk isn't going to tank your entire portfolio. Because when you are investing in an asset that is known to drop more than 30% every 2 to 3 years, you're taking a risk. Okay, you're taking a major risk, and to recover from that sort of dip on a regular basis is extremely difficult. So take what we're looking at right now, okay? Bitcoin hitting the $35,000 price level. Y'all remember it used to be $65,000, and we're talking, what was that, less than 2 years ago? Maybe 18 months or so? Maybe, like, go look, right? Well, I'll put the chart up and you can see it for yourself. It used to be 65, right? We are excited about it being half of that number right now, and then a year before that it was 50, and then had a very significant decline. So you just got to be ready for that. That's not to say that you shouldn't invest in it, but it's that you should be ready. If you're going to add it to your portfolio, sit down and say, hey, look, how much risk do I want to take here? Is it just 2%? Is it 5? Is it 10? Again, I think 10 is extreme to me, but I really wouldn't go over that if you're trying to build a well-balanced portfolio and trying to keep your stress levels to a normal point, okay? But here's the other thing too. There aren't any Bitcoin experts, okay? There aren't any. And I'm not one of those either. And the reason why I say that is because Bitcoin was founded, depending on who you ask, between 2009 and 2010. And in every other field, especially in finance, we say it takes 10,000 hours or 10 years to become an expert in that given thing, right? In that given space. I've been doing this, whether making content, studying finance, investing, I've done this since 2010. So it's my 13th year doing this, right? Well, when it comes to crypto, unless you were in on the ground floor, and there are very, very few people who were, you became an expert in about 2019, 2020, and that's assuming that you were even in way back then. Most people, it popped up on the radar around 2017. So really, people who are hyping it up and talking so much about it back then, from 2017 to 2020, they felt like experts, they talked like they were experts, they founded companies like FTX, right, and everything else, and that stuff absolutely collapsed. And all you had was 3 years experience. That's not how this works. And you have seen that it's not how this works. Things get pumped and dumped left and right, and everyone is confused. And we can also see, it's interesting if you can go back and search your old Twitter timeline, now it's called X, your old Facebook posts, your old YouTube videos, and things of that nature, and go back and see what people thought and said back then. People were like, hey, this is a hedge against inflation because it is not controlled by central government. This lack of regulation is going to be something that's going to make it even more valuable. Well, look, we have 40-year inflation, the asset tanked. That's what happened, right? If we didn't have regulation, you got companies like FTX and all these other stable coin companies that went bankrupt, and you have no recourse for getting that money back. I thought that was an advantage, right? That is what everyone was talking about. But the truth was they weren't experts. You really cannot build an expertise in 2 or 3 years. That's not how it works. And it's really just a function of time, because you need time to learn, to see it all and do it all. You're not going to do it that quickly, right? Because historic inflation doesn't come around in 2 years and just instantly do that, right? Sometimes you just gotta wait around and really just understand, immerse yourself in it, and see these things happen over and over and over and over again. One way that we are very good at this channel in spotting certain things when it comes to the stock market is just because we've seen it before, right? When we talk about Mullen, I've seen that many a times, right? When we talk about some of these IPOs, we say, look, a company is starting brand new. They were doing those SPACs, those special purpose acquisitions. We talked about those, right? And we can see how many times that we see the exact same pattern and something not go well. It is likely to continue to do that, but it's only because we've seen it before, right? We've been around doing this consistently to know what the game is, right? And it's the exact same thing when it comes to crypto. So again, yeah, you can invest in it. I still invest in it. I still own it rather, but I'm not currently buying more. But I have a very strict limit on how much money I am putting into it. I would suggest that you do something very, very similar. But there are some other things you should know about crypto too. And there is a few reasons as to why I would not tell someone to invest in crypto. That video is right here.